You are listening to Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast with your host, Michael Peterson.
Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast, and today is the Thursday update. It is Thursday, November 20th, 2025, and isn't it a kind of a interesting time to be alive? If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to youtube.com/hellocupcakeitsme to check out the channel that is updated every Wednesday and Saturday. And then also make sure that you follow me over on TikTok for TikTok Tuesdays, which is just a 10-minute segment checking in with everyone. And also check out the blog, hellocupcakeitsme.com. And then make sure you follow me on all the other social medias and check out my book, Carpe Diem Scroto, 365 Daily Affirmations, found at www.cdsthebook.com. So how the hell is everyone? If you are somebody who believes in astrology and the retrogrades and all that other stuff, yeah, we are dead slab centered in the retrograde. Started on like a week before November 10th, so we can basically say the last part of October going into November. And because of the shadow and all that other stuff, so we will also be ending October, going into the first part of December with the retrograde looming over us. So in 9 days it's supposed to end, so give yourself about a week grace after that, and there we are. Things have seriously just kind of fallen apart for me over the last week and a half. Doing my best to just make the best of it. And like I always tell everyone, you're doing the best you can with what you have available to you. And I have to continuously remind myself of that notion and just take a spoonful of my own medicine, because like I said, with everything that's falling down around my ears right now, it is just really over the top. So where do I even begin? Just recently my car has finally broken down after needing to get it into the garage for the better part of a year and a half. And the one garage that I talked to said that they would work with me and a program if I needed to utilize said program. And I just did not have the money set aside for the diagnostic fees. And finally got the money set aside for the diagnostic fees, make an appointment to drop off my car, get it over there, and find out that, oh yeah, we no longer work with that program. And even though we can do the diagnostic for you, it's best that you take it to a garage that will work with the program, as well as do the diagnostic, so you're not paying for two different fees or whatever. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, my trip to that garage was the very last trip that I can safely make in my car. And there is some kind of knocking happening in the motor that has never happened before. My oil pressure light is on. I've never had that on there before. And there's just a lot of stuff going on with that poor little Subaru. But with all of that being said, that means that I am now bus folk again and having to get rides from everyone and just trying to do the best I can in that regard. And, you know, the first time that I've had to ride the bus was Tuesday, and Tuesday evening just reminded me of why I am no longer bus people. Having over a decade of independence and being able to come and go as one pleased really had taken it's something that I had taken for granted, and I'm hoping that that's the lesson that I need to learn in all of this is not to take things for granted and not to become too complacent in my life. And so I'm trying to find the positive in the negative. And it does not look like I'm going to be able to get my car into a garage until January 14th. And I have some phone calls that I got to make in order to see if any of the other garages in the area would be willing to work with whatever financial assistance program that I need, and just kind of go from there. Uh, so, at the very least, I'm on the books for one garage for January. But if I can get it in sooner, like in December or even sometime this week or next week, that would be really amazing. And I am so thankful and blessed that I have AAA roadside services, um, because otherwise, getting it towed is a hell of an expensive ordeal. But yeah, and then came home last night to find out that my landlord had accidentally shut off my indoor plumbing water when he was weatherizing for the winter months. And so I didn't find that out until about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. And I didn't want to call him because he's elderly. He's like mid 90s, early, like, well, he's mid 90s. So he's somewhere between 95 and 97. So I don't know, but um anyways, I didn't want to call him and disturb him, get him up out of bed, and have to drive over here in the middle of the night. And it was kind of foggy and just a horrible ordeal. And thankfully, all I had to do was urinate. So, um, you could leave that, I guess. But anyways, so I called him at 8 o'clock this morning and left a message on his machine, and still nothing. So kind of keeping my fingers crossed that it happens sometime soon. What else is going on in my world? Yeah, it feels like there's been a couple of people in my social sphere that have passed away. And there's just a lot of changes happening all at once. And I was already stressed out about the holiday season coming up, and just what what and how am I going to get whatever for my friends and family. And now it's like, okay, well, that little bit of money that you had saved up for gifts for your friends and family, that now has to go toward uh, paying people to give you rides, and also has to go toward um, your car. I'm like, well, freaking great. And I'm hoping that it's something stupid simple and not very expensive to have to change out. and that they're able to rebuild the motor, and the gods willing, it's going to be like $3,000 or less. But almost I almost expect it to be closer to $6,000 or $7,000, and at that point, it's just like you've got to figure: is that even going to be financially um, sound to fix a car that's a 2007, or should I just try to go find another vehicle and deal with all the new like issues that that vehicle may have, and the uncertainties of it, and having to learn all of the new to me problems, issues, and other um, idiosyncrasies of that vehicle. So yeah, just a lot, a lot, and a lot. Oh my gosh. But today on the bus I had a really good interaction with somebody, total stranger, and sat down next to him. I was all, "Hey, how's the world treating you today? Or, how's life?" And we started talking and struck up a little conversation, and um talking to the bus driver that I know this bus driver. I just didn't know where I knew him from. And so it was kind of like that reintroduction to one another, and just had some really good conversations on the bus. And just like, you never know what you're going to run into when you're utilizing public transportation, or who you're going to run into. And for me, I just feel like the interaction that I had with those two people on the bus today was predestined. It was something that maybe they needed to hear, or that I needed to hear, or whatever. But, in today's society, there's very few times where people are connecting with one another. And it was one of those times where it was like, this is nice to have a connection with people, and to just be able to talk about like whatever, and kind of like let your guard down, because for the longest time it was just the three of us, the driver and me and this other passenger that I had literally just met at that bus stop. So um just kind of being thankful for how things just played out. So yeah, I don't know what the rest of the week or weekend looks like, or what it has in store for me, but I'm feeling a tad bit more positive, and just trying to keep focused and keep moving forward, and trying to keep that love, light, and humility in my heart, and just giving myself grace on all the other times, and with all the other things that are possibly going to pop up, and that are popping up in my life as we speak. And it's just like, okay, here's a bump in the road. We can either hit it doing 1,000 miles a minute, or we can take our time getting up and over it, and minimize the shock and the damage of hitting this bump in the road. And going back to what I said earlier about the retrograde and stuff, that's one of the key points of this particular retrograde, is to slow down, contemplate things, not rush into signing any contracts or business deals or anything like that. Basically, just chewing the flavor out of everything. And it's definitely a life lesson for myself. And like I said, just having to kind of pump the brakes on how I've been doing stuff lately, and the fact that I have done this metaphorical fall from grace, in the fact that I have yet to that I have yet to learn all the lessons that I need to learn in this chapter of my life. And so just trying to be okay with not being okay, and being okay with the fact that, I have these bumps in the road, and being okay with, yeah, everything's not going to be good all the time. Life isn't perfect. That's why it's life. That's why it's a roller coaster. That's why it's this. That's why it's that. So, yeah, if you take anything from these ramblings, take take it at face value and understand that you are doing the best you can with what you have available to you, and stop white knuckling things. Just let go and let God, or connect with your higher power, whatever it is that you find relevant in your life to pray to or to hold reverence for, um and just keep moving. Like Dory the fish from Finding Nemo says, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. um that's all you can do, because when you become stale and stagnant, that's when things really take a turn for the worse, because you are no longer an active participant in your life. You are now a passenger in the sidecar of your life. And where being a passenger is a good thing at sometimes, it's also not a good thing to completely deny yourself and everything else just so that you can stay complacent and be the passenger. Sometimes you have to get in the driver's seat and actually do whatever. So anyways, guys, I think that's enough for today. I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please put them in the comment section down below. And, you know, if you are the spiritual praying type and you want to send some good thoughts, some good energy, some whatever my direction, I am always willing and thankful for it. And yeah, until next time, I will talk to you later. Remember, like I said, you are doing the best you can with what you have available to you. And in a world full of Karens, be somebody who cares in the world and make good choices and put others first. So I will talk to you all later. Have a great one. Bye.
Hey you! Tired of mental health books that feel like homework or therapy sessions in disguise? Carpe Diem Scroto is not that book. Written by author Michael Peterson, utilizing his own personal mental health journey, it's your daily dose of clarity, humor, and healing, designed to meet you exactly where you are. Whether you're sipping coffee in chaos or taking a quiet minute for yourself, this book gives you real, raw tools to reframe your day, your mindset, and your life. Unlike anything else on the market, Carpe Diem Scroto blends personal storytelling, practical mental health strategies, and a keep-it-real attitude that makes self-work feel like self-empowerment. Use it daily, share it with a friend, or grow at your own pace. Ready to reclaim your day with bite-sized brilliance? Head to www.cdsthebook.com to grab your copy or learn more.
Thank you so much for tuning in. You have been listening to Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast with your host, Michael Peterson. Please make sure to check back often as new episodes are released bi-weekly. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to send a message to hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com. And until next time, stay happy, safe, and keep doing the best you can with what you have been given.